Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Dead Cells, where we're making wicked progress, my dudes. We got double whip run. This is just horrible. But at the same time, maybe it's actually flippin' sweet. We actually have no other option, I want to be clear about that, so... Like, we could roll a shield instead of one of the whips. But the whips accomplish two different things, right? Like, first off, mayonnaise-colored bends, I push miracle whips, but the whip is a high-skill weapon, admittedly. But it is a melee weapon. It's a weapon you use. No, that's old NL. Old NL sees that door and he goes, let's go. And then he cracks a pithy joke to redeem himself somewhat. New NL sees an early door as slanderous. By the way, like, we desperately need not a pendant. You get gold when you get a dead cell from an enemy. We need, like, a real melee weapon or a lot of... that's gonna be ossuary entrance. Really, really good skills. Oh, don't make me do... Don't make me... Alright, what do we get? At least it's not a pendant. Okay, so we gotta kill 10 enemies. We got a horizontal turret level 2. Honestly, despite the curse, that's probably worth it. You might think I'm being absurd, but the turret can kill 10 enemies by itself. Might not be the way, like, I choose to live my life, but if I was given a choice, at least. Get Knife Storm as well, and then we get a level up. Usually I take the first level up in strength just to make killing things easier. Everything kind of flows from damage, in my opinion. You know what? I'll pay 1,000 gold to open a door and get some strength. Sorry, get some skills any day of the week. It's really just all about not ever putting yourself in a position where you can be hit. And every enemy, like, absolutely matters. We've only got 3 left. That's actually quite good. Swarm of biters. Take that over Knife Storm, I think. Never should have done that, but you got to admit it did work. And then one last enemy. He stopped. He was like, you know what? Something doesn't seem right about this situation, but I don't know what to do to stop it. So as of right now, I think the best course of action, if we don't get a, like a wicked level up sometime soon, not a level up, sorry, just better equipment is what I mean to say, is to go, oh, we got better equipment, so disregard. But I was gonna say go full skills build. It worked fine for us last time. Admittedly, oiled sword, don't really care that much without anything that makes it pop, but, oh, that's what we're looking for. Even nerfed, I'm down with the rapier in this situation. It requires us to be a little bit more in your face than we were on yesterday's episode, but I'm, like, completely actually okay with that. And we got some options here too. The quick bow I think is fine, but I don't... Is it better than the electric whip? Probably, if I'm being honest. But nothing else is gonna replace, probably for me at least, if I'm being honest. Nothing is gonna replace the current skills that we've got, because Swarm of Biters is, like, decent. So, along with the turret, of course. So, I'm thinking that, I will probably choose to go to the promenade this time, because it's the easiest. And we also have not done the promenade in, what did I hit there? We also have not done the promenade in, like, a while. So I don't feel bad about it at all. Not that I should, you know, we've got to give ourselves, not a break necessarily, but a change of scenery. I think we've seen everything on this floor. We've seen everything on this floor. It's a very small first floor. We only got 2 level ups. We did get our item. We improved, like, every single slot of our equipment got approved, so We are going to get a shove shield, so we probably shouldn't have purchased something just to replace it, like, immediately, but so be it. And then, we were working on something here. Regular old grenade? Yeah. Shove shield 2. Enemies burn when they die. Okay. You know, you could probably guess from my reaction how I feel about this, and the answer is that I feel that it's probably not going to be that good. Oh, okay, well, the other problem is the game's out of memory here, so, you know, that's going to happen. You gotta roll with the punches. Sometimes you're playing the game and it just goes out of memory, and you go, oh, okay. I thought I had 32 gigs of RAM, but apparently not. Where are we at on this run? Oh, this is actually, like, completely fine. I thought we were gonna have to redo, like, the entire previous floor. So this is, like, who cares? I'm content. Hopefully it doesn't crash the next time we do this. We did, like, almost exactly the same order of operations here. He's done it. It's a little waiting with bated breath there. Well, that's what happens when you leave a dangling reference, so you try to do dynamic memory allocation without using a smart pointer. I don't know. Really what... I mean, I do know what I'm talking about, but I don't want to be challenged on it because I'm not that confident in it, so... Admittedly, the rapier's worse than it used to be, but... Does that make it bad? I'm gonna guess no. I don't really know what I'm doing with the shield. I'm really just looking for another unit to replace it immediately. And we got an electric whip, but I don't know if that's what we want. Blood Sword 2, Balance Blade 2. To be honest with you, I really, I think I'm just gonna stick with the shield rather than pay for those, but, I don't really believe that, it matters what weapon we have right now. Like, being able to create crits out of nothing at all is great. And then, this is just the sewers, right? That's how this goes. Smart. Now we're gonna go ramparts this time. Being able to create crits out of nothing at all is good enough for me to at least be like, I think this is our primary weapon. I don't think we need to worry too much about whether or not it's the perfect choice right now. Right, we don't have a bow. I keep trying to use the shield on the staircase, which, albeit a great movie, is not really what we're looking for right now. You ever see that one? Shield on the staircase? Oh, it's a classic. So that worked. I will say that as compared to the last run, this run's just a little too finicky right now. Like, that's the central problem. I'm gonna go straight for HP this time. Not because I want a balanced build, necessarily, but because we need HP. So the shove shield to me represents kind of an uninteresting design space. And I don't want that to be taken negatively necessarily. Figured that was pretty cheap given the circumstances. I just don't care about a shield that knocks people off the edge. Like, there are probably some maps in which we could use that with grace, but I don't think it's the right call right now. You know what? We've had this before, but I like it. It's the blood sword, not the blood sword, sorry, the broadsword that heals us. I think it was on my pre-Mea Culpa run. My Prea Culpa, if you will. Where I use this as a way of regenerating HP in situations that didn't seem safe. And actually, the fact that we have a sword almost seems to do the trick as well for us. Like, sorry, the fact that we have a shield. And all I mean by that is that if we ever get hit, we get the chance to hit back. Not for long, mind you, but we do get a chance to hit back, which allows us to regen a lot of the life that we missed. But, or maybe not a lot of, but you get the idea. I am tempted to take the flammable sword as well. 4 minutes ago. We're not doing that well right now, but I think, and you might laugh at this, but I think we're playing okay. I don't think we're playing well. I think we're playing okay. Like, in the end, as long as you get everything, it doesn't really matter. It's not Isaac, you know, we're not looking at a damage penalty or something like that. Obviously, the less you get hit, the lower your chances of dying on the floor, but once you get to the end of the floor, as long as you lived, that's the only thing that matters. So for right now, I'm completely content to, like, continue taking damage on occasion, and I'm not the biggest fan, but as long as it doesn't put our life in danger, you know, life is a resource. And I'm gonna ride it all night long. Not too much rhymes with resource. Recourse. Shmemorse, that's true. I forgot about Shmemorse. Demi-Moore. Demi-Moore's new line of baby food. He's done it. He's absolutely right. What? Dude, do you think that training dummy is a work in progress sprite? One day, they're gonna replace that training dummy and I'm gonna be a very sad individual. Because the training dummy represents all of us, man. But it especially represents me in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Because I may not be able to do damage, but, you know, I can res my team. I can help them in my own unique ways. I can protect them. He doesn't get interrupted? That just makes me mad. There's our item. Better sword, maybe? Okay, it's a new sword. Critical blow if they're bleeding. And it's exactly the same DPS, but no lifesteal. How's the attack speed? It's the blood sword. Critical blow if they're bleeding. I think you take it, and the reason is creating crits, I think, is very important. Like, the base damage of a sword is one thing, the crit damage is more important if you can make it happen 100%. So, at the present moment, we don't have anything that's gonna do that. And that does way less damage, but it's possible to create crits out of it, but the crits are too dangerous, I think, to be happy with. That was horribly done. Might as well heal you. We're coming close to the end here. This is like baby's first floor. I'm not too bummed about our performances here. And it might seem like the run's bad right now, but I think I'm learning a little bit about. I don't know what blew up that door, but I'm learning a little bit about what makes a Dead Cells run tick. And we're really only a little bit away from having a great run, I think. I think we're, like, mediocre right now. What makes it a good run is replacing the shield. What makes it a great run is getting bleed. And what makes it an amazing run is getting better skills. So we've broken it down into a series of reproducible steps that we should be able to accomplish. Of course, it all depends on what kind of stuff we get from the game as well. I'm certainly not thrilled about having a shield as I go up to the ramparts, where we're going to be fighting a lot of enemies who... Well, just a lot of enemies, you know? And the aerial enemies are the worst. But I did want to check out the shield. We also can knock enemies off the cliff with the shove shield, and maybe on this floor specifically, it's an acceptable choice, but we'll find out pretty quickly. And if I don't find out naturally, I'm sure you'll tell me. Trying to figure out how we use this. Magnetic Grenade 3. At this point, I think all of our skills are expendable, so I'm just... Okay. I'm gonna try out a lot of things just to see what works and what doesn't. Okay. In general, I think that, like, with the exception of the phaser, I am a dude that is all about skills that have the lowest cooldown possible. And of course, to some extent, that does depend on our skill attribute level, but... Well, speak of the devil, right? We are a little understated, I think, but we're only understated relative to the last few runs. And of course we're going to be understated relative to those. keep trying to do like a quick ranged attack with my Y key. Y button. 5 minutes ago. But obviously that's not working. But yeah, we went to an easier floor. Or easier floors, I should say. The sewer seems like the proper balance for me right now in terms of like my skill versus enemy quality versus the quality of loot that you get. Much easier way to phrase that. It's the best floor I can go to and consistently beat. Semi-consistently beat. Okay, this is gonna be strength, I think. We're a little light on damage, and damage is the lifeblood of many good runs. Not all. Because we did have that last run where, if I'm being honest, it was all skills. It was not all skill, it was all skills. There we go. Ice grenade. 133 damage. The victim suffers bleed damage when it thaws out, but that's sort of not that good. Simply because, what do we care if the victim suffers bleed damage? We want them to have... Good one. Good one. We want them to bleed before they die, or to make other enemies bleed. That way we get the crit out of it, but... That was just lucky. Rapier 3. I'm gonna stick with the Sadist Sword, honestly. I'm starting to believe in the power of the Sadist Sword. Oh, I wish that I had Sadist Sword. Give me something that inflicts bleed. Even Knife Storm at this point. Phaser. Ignites the ground. Break from the crowd. I'm on the hunt. I'm after you. Smell like I sound. Our juices like wine. And I'm hungry like the wolf. Not quite in endless spam territory yet, but you know, we're getting there. It seems like our last hit crits enemies. If they're in the ice grenade, that is. Sometimes. So as you can see, it's not quite my ideal situation. Spiked boots. I mean, I think we can take it over... That was actually just really bad. See a pendant up there. You know what? Wow! Jeez Louise, this is just downright unpleasant. Never forget who asked for this. I was gonna go up there and fight this dude. See what the pendant offered. Poison enemies that hurt you. Irrelevant. Then I was gonna fight this dude. It's an elite shield bearer. He's got them shield bearing hips. What do you do against an elite shield bearer? Well, not that. First off, heal up. You've earned it. Secondly, just run for your life, because he's about to teleport to you. He's too fast. We've done it. We've done it. Oh, God. Victims freeze enemies nearby, does massive damage, fires an arrow in front of you. It doesn't do as much damage as the crit. And you're gonna think that I am being stubborn. Perhaps you're right. That didn't interrupt an attack? I'd be surprised. Perhaps you're correct about the stubborn thing. However, I believe we can get bleed. Causes 6 arrows to fall from the victims. Burns them. I don't know. The magnetic grenade is doing totally fine, and it's kind of crowd controlling enemies, which I respect right now. Nah, you don't understand. I know I'm going hard on this whole bleed strat. Maybe harder than I should be going on this bleed strat, but the guaranteed crits are worth so much more, in my opinion, than the extra damage that we get from the broadsword itself. And I know the broadsword's got other effects. We missed our teleporter. We chose not to take it. But I'm gonna stick with this for now. Now the problem with this is it's insidious. We might not know whether or not this was the right decision or the wrong decision until we're already dead. You know, it could take like 10 floors for us to figure it out, is what I'm trying to get at here. Pretty poor play on the ramparts, but in my defense, to some extent at least, I've been mixing it up a little. You know, I've been trying to rock a bit of a strange strategy with these kicks, and don't even get me started on the shield, but I've got the utmost faith that we can pull it out here. I really think one bleed effect, and we're sitting pretty. Bless the magnet grenade for it attacks through walls. So I was like, oh, we don't have any crowd control on this run. I am incorrect. Or I was incorrect. We have crowd control on this run. It's almost crashing the game, it feels like, but... Can't believe that worked. You know what? It's not exactly the most important thing right now, but I would like to point out we also do have 24,000 gold. Your boy NL got 2-tapped to death. Okay. So we're gonna start again. And that's alright. Life goes on. Let's go! Okay. I'm not sweating it. We got... What have I... Oh! Okay, a chance for redemption. A chance for redemption. So, what do you do in this situation? Well, you don't be an idiot like NL. Why don't you wait until you loot a little bit? As a result, you're going to be much safer. However, I will admit with the firebrand, there's almost like a set it and forget it sort of element going on here. Of like, at least, like dodging we're going to have to do. But we can throw grenades at people as long as the day is long. It's not really an expression that makes any sense. No! A little bit overdramatic. Okay. I'm just salty because I lost on the freaking ramparts of all places, but... I'm salty because I'm faulty. We shouldn't have run into trouble on that run. We handled it pretty poorly, if I'm being honest with you. But I still feel like the broadsword was not the problem there. It was really just taking some stupid damage that got us into a rough spot. Got in one little fight and my run got scared. She said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." That's okay. Take some strength. How do I feel about Firebrand? It's posed as if it's a hypothetical question from a chat that does not exist. I think Firebrand, it sucks that I have to be close to enemies to loot, but I mean, you can see for yourself. We basically hit him once and then we're good to go. So I think you gotta smack enemies, put oil on them, then you hit him with the Firebrand. Twisted Firebrand. Ooh, but the twin daggers that do crits to enemies that are already on fire. That's the stuff right there. And we just spent a bunch of money, but I'll be honest with you, we're stacked. We just got stacked. Just like that. You know, I went away to get a snack and I came back. What happened? I got stacked while you were gone. I'm sorry to tell you that. Excuse me? Plus, oh, it's not crits. It's 100% damage on a burning target. Still very good. I don't think we need the oil. Look. Thank you. I'm just doing it to kill this one dude, but... Brain, you alright? Look, you have no chance. I don't know, we're strong enough that, like... even without the bonus damage, we were crushing it, but it's always nice to crush it to an even greater degree. I'll admit, you know, I was looking forward to the end of that Dead Cells episode. I love this video game, and now that I'm actually, like, not horrible at it, I'm very happy. Electric whip, huh? Oh, it's lightning bolt, sorry. However, just looking forward, you know? Get a little studying done today. Ooh, it's an infantry bow. Not really my speed right now with the damage ×2, but you know what? It is what it is. I took some bad damage, I died, and now we're gonna do another run, and it's gonna be even better than the run that preceded it. Because it has to be. We're gonna go to Toxic Sewers. I think we've explored it all. Yeah. So we're not going Promenade this time. That was a... It was a mistake. It's a mistake. Okay, that's, you know, men at work. We don't need to necessarily go down that road over and over, but I'm gonna. We got one cell left. One cellular restoration remaining. And the temptation, of course, is to go fast, but I'm pushing that out of my mind right now to bring you the highest octane, cellularly necrotic content on YouTube. You have my word. What do we need? Honestly, scrolls. That was terrible. Covers the victim in flammable oil, admittedly tempting, but... Do enemies take more damage from fire if they have oil? Or do they, like, ignite the ground? Or what's going on with that? Because it seems like they just light on fire regardless. So why bother with the whole, you know, the oil preference? But maybe it's a synergistic thing. I'm not sure. But anyway, I feel like we're equipped. Like, we got the equipment we need. If we can just get mad scrolls, I'll be a happy camper. Of course, you know, give me the gold. Now, why that time we got a crit? Oh, on the 3rd consecutive strike, of course you get a crit. So the skills upgrades are something that I was going to talk about. I do want these. Probably they're among the most important upgrades for us. Now, I mean, there's only 30? There's only 3 upgrades you can get in the game to begin with, but our HP at 3 is fine, and our damage is great because we can manufacture plus 100% damage bonuses at will. So our skills are really the area that, in my opinion at least, seems to offer the greatest amount of improvement. Room for improvement, at least. Okay, so it's a lifesteal rapier. I don't think it's necessary. Existing setup's working fine. Might seem like a little bit of a cowardly way to approach the situation, but kind of going on like if it ain't broke, don't fix it logic here to some extent. This inflicts bleed. Bleed doesn't matter, that was last run. Ice Grenade gives us more strength, and it freezes an enemy. That doesn't really interest me all that much. Knife Storm, again, inflicts bleed. That doesn't concern me. I like our plus 100%, plus 100% damage against burning targets is very important. Honestly, I don't trust the ramparts. I feel like the old sewers might actually be easier. I don't know if that's the canonical approach to the game. I'd always taken it as like old sewers are second hardest, ramparts are easiest, but... other area for improvement on this run beyond just getting like straight up scrolls. If we could get a bet, well, I mean, there's another scroll. It's not something we can use immediately, but, or it's not the thing we would have chosen for ourselves, but it's still important. I think we should. Don't squander this one. This one's important. I was just gonna say like a better secondary would be good. But it has to be a secondary. It doesn't have to light enemies on fire, but it has to like have a purpose that works within the confines of this run. We're just playing it. I hesitate to say cool because I know who's behind the wheel on this one. I'm just, you know, letting you know I'm taking it as slow as possible. Give ourselves the best chance possible as well. We got 4 enemies left. That should be not much of a problem. We got 2 enemies left. Curse lifted. Oh, that counted as that enemy dying. Lucky us. Okay, straight up skills build, dude. Again, I would love to do more damage, but I think the best way for us to do more damage is to be able to use our skills as much as possible. Again, the crits are very, very easy for us to manufacture from the environment right now. This is Sewer Town. Probably. It's the greatest throw I'll ever make in any situation in Earth's history. Yeah, that's Sewer Town. Okay, so we got plenty more exploration to go, if I'm being honest with you. We should go to this one. And I shouldn't get too far ahead of myself because we're not even close to being there, but how are we going to kill the Watcher? That guy is a jerk. Are we done? Yes. We are done. That guy was a jerk. I think it's a situation where, like, I need to get better. And also maybe have a different loadout because I was not doing, like, any damage to him. That seems like maybe a damage boost sort of boss. There's probably, like, in the end, multiple ways to beat him. In the end, it doesn't even matter, of course, but how hard you try. Keep that in mind. The rhyme I designed to explain in due time. Oh, I know. Don't even point out that that was 69. It's like 2 meme potential. Alright. Health restored. Traveler. Let's go. I'm ready. You never roll because the roll stuns you. It's a bad habit I got into. It kind of burned me on the last boss fight. We got so much room for activities and so much room to figure out what we're doing on this run. We got the scrolls last time. Where is that Joker? We didn't get a ton of scrolls, but we got enough. Enough to feel like I'm happy with the situation. That could have been, like, terrible. I think it's clear on this floor. Yeah, we're going to need to improve. And admittedly, this helps out a lot. Immensely. Well, this will take 1,000,000 years, so let's take the shortcut. Not really sweating the gold, if I'm being honest. I think that enemy was as surprised as I was about the way that that situation went down. Damage boost I did ask for. Extra damage on a bleed target, +1 strength. Damage bonus is what I asked for. I don't know if we, like, want it yet, and I know that seems like I'm, you know, I asked for something and now I don't have the sack to take it, but I really think our existing setup, it's got the knowledge to get us into college here. We do need, oh my god, we kicked that, like, through the wall. We do need, well, a little of everything. There's basically nothing I could get where I'd be like, I don't want that. Pendants, maybe, but I'm just waiting for the post that tells me pendants are actually very good. Here's the thing. We don't need the firebrand. I don't expect the spike shoes to be very good for us, but we don't need the firebrand. It's not useless, but the fire grenade recharging quickly enough is going to get the job done for us. Good start there. It really, I mean, literally, I did it again. It takes 2 seconds. That felt awesome. Takes literally 2 seconds for the fire grenade to pop off, so. See, it's a quick bow. Plus 100% damage on a burning target. Now you're seeing what I'm trying to get into here. Extra damage on a frozen target. As much as it might seem like that's the right call, I believe in it. This is the same, you know, mistake with a question mark that I made on the last run, but does 100% extra damage on a burning target matter with the quick bow? Plus 100% damage on a burning target with the broadsword. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so we're doing way more damage as a result of that, hopefully. Let's check it. It seems good. Slower, but good. They'll be cool. That was the greatest of all fights against an elite enemy. I just bashed him. Swarm of biters covers enemies with flammable oil. Admittedly, you look at the situation and you go, throw the oil bomb, and then throw the fire bomb. What could go wrong? Maybe we should give it a try. You know, we got an okay situation for it. We can always go back. It's going to inflict way less damage, but it's got a very short charge. It's got a very short charge time. I can't take that, I think. It's tempting. It synergizes. Damage is good. We can always come back for it. You know we won't, but we could always come back for it, is the thing. Oh, hey, Scorpion. I gotta do some experiments here, Scorpion. Okay, well, it doesn't help me if you just die. I like this. Does it... It seems like it's higher damage, like they're like not on fire. They're engulfed in flames. It's like the Towering Inferno. Maybe I'm mistaken though. I might just be reading too much into that. Okay. You know, I mean, there's no doubt that this is the right call. But then it's sort of, I mean, you know, like 2 fire grenades maybe, but I think that's zany NL talking. Right, this guy needs his rune. I don't know what that means, so like one day perhaps. I'm willing to give him a shot. We got good setups here. You get gold when you get a dead cell. Nah, I like damage reduced by 30%. I lost my mind right there. I don't want to do platforming challenges right now. This is the worst time. There is a little bit more exploring you do down here. There's a strength card and a random scroll. This way, it seems. Just don't fall in the poison. Like, that's the... That would be terrible. I think you go straight for skills, honestly. You know, there was a bunch of biters up there. I figured that this was sensible. That was the fastest I think we've ever lifted a curse. And I still don't fully, I mean, this should be clear to you. Still don't fully understand how, I really thought that might work. Kudos to the devs for stopping me from attacking you through the ceiling. It's not as easy as you might think. I mean, why wouldn't you if you got that choice, right? Oh, dude, the oil felt great there. Okay, we got more exploring to do. Why not? Do I believe fully in this run? No, not really. But I'm not damning it yet. I think it's certainly much better than it was like a floor ago. And the ability to kill groups of enemies, while not unprecedented, is very, very, very good. The fact that we barely got hit on this floor is kind of a testament to that. Do we want to roll 2 fire grenades? I think, although I don't understand fully the purpose of the oil grenade, I have faith, if I've ever had faith, that it's doing the job for us here that I want it to. Also, it's going to give us, well, it's not going to give us, but we're going to get another level of skills right here. So we're on 5 skill level. As you know, the principal benefit of that is not necessarily cooldown, but it helps. It's more the actual damage output, but that's what I've been told, at least. I phrased it as if it was common knowledge, but I can't certify that. Many different ways to hurt bosses. Well, enemies here. Speaking of which, though, we are about to fight the boss, which would be the first time on this episode, as much as I'm ashamed to admit. I really thought that'd be more platforming. But we pulled it back, you know, it's another 40-minute plus episode here. It's indicative of either a restart in a decent run or a really half-decent run by itself, I suppose. We got 25,000 gold. That's a lovely situation to find ourselves in as well. And we're getting these level ups, like, it feels like a lot more consistently than we used to. Again, they stack exponentially, or that's not the word, multiplicatively, that's it. Great word, because it always reminds me of Michael Keaton. I don't know why I used my local sportscaster voice for that one. Michael Keaton went to my high school. We were best friends. Don't ask him. He will say no. He's funny like that. Okay, stop wasting ammo on him while he's in one of those moods, you know. Tearing him up pretty good. Stop. I never get to land the third strike on him like Street Fighter. Didn't think he was gonna get to me there. Okay, that, you gotta admit, pretty sweet. That felt amazing. It was like blowing up a piñata or something like that. I know you don't blow up a piñata, but you know what I mean. Zenyatta, piñata, Rosser Bagliati. Let's get going so I can eat my frittata. I'm not having a frittata for dinner. It's more of a, well, it's like a bold and bougie lunch food, I suppose. But I'm not a frittata man. I'm not that into the egg game. The egg game is weak, as ironic as it might seem. Alanis Morissette sang about that in her song of the same name, Egg Game. It's like an egg game. It's like an egg. just keeps going on like that for a while. See, the thing is, I made this song up, which is adds in a little bit of a extra little Easter egg for you. That's a Northernlion original. So this is like Fjord 101 for us right now. Get 2 good skills and then just ball out of control. I'm not paying, I know we have 30 grand. I'm not paying 2 grand to open the door. Sorry. Not gonna do it. Covers the victim in flammable oil. Covers the victim in flammable oil? Because, like, what does that mean? You have to die to be covered in oil? That doesn't make sense. I'm not sure I'm going to stick with this. Again, I'm trying to build inside of myself the knowledge that you don't have to stick with every item that you get. Oh, really? Plus 100% damage on a burning target? Well, yes, we will take it then. Because it also adds oil to victims, so I mean, we're just full-on oil build here. Because you can use it so often, it seems decent, but it's not as good at applying oil to a large swath of enemies, it seems. Even if it does have, like, 1 level of piercing shots. Now, it does do damage, which changes its value proposition immensely, I think. And the faster cooldown has got me feeling, you know, pretty good right now. I don't think it's quite the coup that I thought it would be. Excuse me, sir. I don't think you can stack up more than 1 oil stack on an enemy at a time either. So what are we looking for? As always, you know, more scrolls. Never gonna say no to more scrolls. You know, TLC wrote that song, I don't want more scrolls. A scroll is a guy that can't get no love from me, but honestly, I disagree. I'm gonna be polite to TLNC. But with all due respect, I'm not really sure they knew what they were talking about. So we've already found our exit to the top. To me, usually there's no areas at the top that allow us to teleport, so I think we might as well continue exploring the ground floor for now. And immediately I'm pleased with this decision. Oh, okay, cool it though. I'm telling you straight up, why not? Probably you can come up with some pretty good reasons. Covers the victim in flammable oil. They're gonna be on fire as soon as we throw the flashbang, so I am not at all interested in rolling the flashbang strap, but it's not that I think it's bad. I think it's quite good. Just going with the turret for now. Did we just cheese our way to the top floor? I don't think so. But I will admit, seems possible. Oh, cool it. Yeah, this was not a good idea. Not a good idea. Heal up, sit back and watch the fireworks. Needed to get a hit back so I could get some HP back there. And then, you know, squander it. But squander it in a big way, apparently. Okay, you know what? You're being an idiot. Heal up again. That's your penance. You get to pay 2 heals of the flask for that situation. It's the ice grenade. I'll tell you straight up, unless the ice grenade lights them on fire, I'm not taking it. I'm not interested. I would replace the turret with something better than the turret that lights enemies on, or sorry, that gives oil. But the fire grenade, I'm gonna find it tough to swap out for anything less than, you know, a fire grenade of a higher magnitude. You hit? I'm almost, like, offended that you thought you could hit me. Okay, I'm just asking for a friend. How many things were on the go there? That seems like too many things. Toxic cloud. Poison. Explosions. Nah, dude. I think this might be our best fjord ever. And as a result of that, I feel very low desire to mess with perfection. Or Texas, for that matter. So let's, touch this back here. Austin just sent me a Skype message. My dog got a win. It was a squad win. He got 14 kills. That's a lot. 14 kills is not more than I have in most weeks of Battlegrounds recording sessions. It might be more than I have in most months of Battleground sessions. Although we've been getting a little better on that front. And this guy got 14 in a single game. Nothing but love, honestly. That's actually incredible. Austin will always have my support as long as he continues to agree to carry me in episodes. As soon as he pulls back that olive branch, screw him. But until then, he's a damn saint. Okay, I like it. The strength pickup has made me even happier that I went skills on our last chance, because, well, I mean, for what I would assume are probably obvious reasons. Dude, we're gonna have so much gold on our next run. I shouldn't be that excited about it, because once you get to a certain point, you can buy anything. But, like, we're stacking up. Oh, you almost cost yourself the kingdom there. 20% damage when doing a crit. It's not what I'm looking for. Not bad, but not what I'm looking for. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. You too. +1 strength ignites the ground. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Goodbye turret. Hello damage boost. You stinky damage boost. I don't need the long dive attacks. I'm taking this even over the fire grenade, or sorry, even over the oil grenade, or the turret that has oil, because I need, in my opinion, in my estimation, I need damage upgrades to take out the boss. I don't think the turret's gonna do any damage against the boss. So I recognize that at the present moment, this is, ooh, right. At the present moment, this probably seems like a huge downgrade. And with all due respect, it may actually be a huge downgrade. I think we're good to go. But my thinking is that in the future, it may not become a huge upgrade, but there's a chance that it becomes a, you know, something that allows us to actually beat the boss. So obviously we're just gonna unlock the spike shield. I'm just gonna hope that that shows up on our next run, because I'm not replacing our quick bow at the present moment. Freeze enemies is when you parry, and also does 260 damage with an arrow. That's a lot of damage. I don't think you need me to tell you that. Yeah, just take me to the graveyard. I'm ready to go, dude. We're starting to, like, now we can't go back, but I am starting to perhaps mildly regret the damage booster take. I don't think it's bad. Just starting to feel the burn. Of not having two awesome... of not having two awesome skills, so hopefully we can rectify that. Do phasers always ignite now? I'm uncertain. Excited, but uncertain. Much like my first week of college. That's a wholesome meme. You might think that's a dirty meme. That's a wholesome meme. Why did we get the crit there? They're not on fire. They were not on fire, I think. Oh, we have damage boosters left over? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We got the formula down. We're still killing enemies pretty easily. It's not like things are that rough for us right now. Right, that's the crypt. That makes sense. If I'm being honest, we shouldn't even attack enemies as much as we are. Oh, you know what probably happened? Hit them, get them oiled up, then light them on fire. Then, that's too complicated to have been what happened. Don't hurt me no more. No, you will never get this. Oh, I don't know. I'm starting to think, I might be cruising for a bruising here. This could be a graveyard death. Dude, okay, that's the new thing to get annoyed about, because that's like me being a moron. You know what? Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. It's a pendant. Poison no longer affects you. Sewers, here we come. Don't make me laugh. We've obviously already completed the sewers because I'm not a little baby boy. So just don't get hit is the easiest thing in the world. Dum da 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 da. Dum da da da. Okay. Oh, hello. 5 enemies down already. Easiest game of my life. We actually did it. Shouldn't sound so surprised. But for real, I, you know, was a little concerned for a bit there. Feels good when you make it pop, dude. Why, in your right mind, after seeing me systematically dismantle these enemies, would you choose to step to me? Have you seen what I've done to these poor people? This has, it's like an exploding meat grinder. No, no, no! Bring it back, bring it back. He's been bringing it back. So all we need to do is beat the crypt. So I'm kind of thinking, I'm not thinking we should Okay, I mean, it's actually less damage per second. I'm doing 1,300 damage per second with this freaking sword. I am thinking that maybe, not to rush, but that we should do our best to make sure 100% we got heals remaining when we get to the crypt, which is just out here. So, you know, we've used a couple heals. I think we should honestly heal up. Now we have 1 heal left. That's mostly just so I know what we got. So I'm gonna try to make the crypt happen here. I think there's you gotta know when to hold them, you gotta know when to fold them. You gotta know when to walk away, you gotta know when to run. You never count your cells. Don't ever speak to me about this. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the game is done. Hello, kebab? No? It does feel nice when you get an enemy on lockdown. We gotta be, it's fair to say, a little careful here. They're giving us 150 health for that. I'm kind of torn, because on the one hand, obviously, we used it to heal for 70. That's like half of its value. On the other hand, I'm worried about falling into like a value trap and being like, oh, we should wait, and then instead I just die. So as long as we're still alive, I'm gonna think that not necessarily we're inevitably making the right decision, but good use of the damage boost there. Really knocked it out of the park. Yeah, game plan here. We know there's good stuff down here. There's always loot down here. Regular old grenade. You know I talked so much about the damage bonus and how we needed it, and then I got it. But did you see? Did you see? It does so much damage, and then it does more damage on burning targets. It's like it was made for loving you, baby, and we were made for loving it. It kills those guys in 1 hit. The poison, I don't even know if the poison's a bonus. It doesn't even factor into the equation because of how good everything else is right now. Dude, the more critically, and obviously this is like a who would have thought sort of moment, but like, duh. But, the more critically we've been thinking about these runs, the easier they've been. But by like a lot. Like, this has not made a modest change in my life. Okay. This has made an immense change in my life. And for the better, of course. So I am a little bit of an idiot. I think we killed that enemy right as he grabbed us. We've always got to go... We've got to say it like that for some reason. No, we always got to go left trigger, right trigger. You know what? Just follow me, dude. Left trigger, right trigger is the synergistic damage bonus that's gonna carry us to a new land. No, not me in DC. I don't have the cognitive capacity. Alright, I'll do it. The only downside here is that they're not the same charge rate. But you can notice the damage bonus. Of course, as soon as we touch an enemy, they die anyway. With our sword, I mean. They don't last too long. Dude, don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh with these upgrades. Let me upgrade you. You may not be a model, but I can front page you. You know I'm nasty. Excuse my behavior. Let me just taste you. We can fudge later. That's Lil Wayne. Upgrade you. One of Pitchfork Media's top 100 tracks in 2007. I think you gotta take HP at this point. It worked. I am kind of just... Rushing is not the word that I would use, but... Ooh. Mainlining, I think, is a more productive word for what I'm trying to get across here. Which is that I want to find the boss. And this is 2 runs in a row. Well, if you ignore the death in between, which I am, because this ain't Isaac. I'm not worried about dead cell streaks. I'm worried about video progress. We're doing it all the wrong way again. We heal up so much on those hits. We gotta go left trigger, right trigger, not vice versa. That's the money maker. Do you see it? Like, that felt amazing. No matter what happens on this boss fight, I'm very pleased. Obviously, we gotta get Toxic Cloud. I'm not gonna take Toxic Cloud, but, you know, we unlock the new stuff as we get it. And as far as I'm concerned, look, today's Dead Cells videos are long. Longer than my usual videos. No doubt about it. But this is a necessary sort of reset button for me to be able to be proud of playing this game again. Because I was just kind of like, I'm never going to beat the second boss. We have peeled back the layer that seemed like it was going to keep us from making progress, and we've made it happen consistently here in the past 2 episodes, so... Okay, again, you're doing it backwards. If you can't make them both work, could be worse than just making one work. And, you know, we do have, like, a sword as well. So he's mad already. And, I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't be. This part, honestly, with our existing loadout, no problem. Just be cool. There's one more left, and he's gonna be, like, real cheesed off. He's done. Okay. You did it. You got through the very first phase. I don't think we need to heal just yet, but temptation is there. Oh, you just made the biggest mistake of your life, buddy. Did he heal? Or did I just, like, grossly overestimate the amount of damage I was doing? Because honestly, from my perspective, I was like, I'm crushing this fool. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. Where are you going? Yep, you're going there. That's where I would have gone if I were in your shoes. Well, we got no choice. We have to heal. Even though that's our second. Oh my god, dude. Okay, we botched it completely at the end, but it's still a redemption story. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. 3 good ones in a row, in my opinion. And I'll see you next time.